Hi everybody, Tom Oates from the Wisconsin State Journal and madison.com here. And if we've learned one thing about Aaron Rodgers during his tenure with the Green Bay Packers, it's that when he gushes about a young receiver, we should listen. Rodgers has a tendency to gush about young receivers, but only when they're ready. Usually that's sometime between their first and second year, but it could be any time. And he was in a gushing mode this week. He talked about his young wide receivers. The Packers have 3 second-year wide receivers, Davante Adams, Jared Abbrederis, and Jeff Janis. And if you look on the gushing meter, you can kind of tell what Aaron Rodgers thinks about these guys. He was effusive in his praise of Davante Adams. Adams, you recall, had a great season last year. Got better and better. Toward the end, he had a couple of really, really good games, flashed great ability, and he was the third receiver last year. He'll certainly be the third receiver this year, but the way Rodgers talks, he's ready to take that step up and become almost on a par with Randall Cobb and Jordy Nelson, giving the Packers that three-pronged attack that they need. I mean, that's when their offense functions best. As for Abbrederis, Rodgers gushed about him too, not quite as much. He fell in love with Abbrederis last year prior to Abbrederis blowing out his knee, and Jared's back on the practice field now. And what Rodgers liked about him last year, his knowledge of the offense, his quickness in and out of cuts, his ability to adjust to the ball, he likes about him again this year. Janis, I know he's the people's choice, but I don't know that he's quite ready, because when Rodgers talked about him, he didn't gush. And it's not like Rodgers to criticize a player, but when he doesn't gush, I think it tells you something. So all in all, if you look at the Packers offense, it returns almost intact. Improvement has to come from within. And I think this young wide receiver core could be a major source of improvement for the Packers. And obviously, Davante Adams is the guy. He's the guy that has to take a step up to take this offense to another level. And regarding Adams, we know one more thing. If Aaron Rodgers gushes about a player, he does it for a reason.